Well, just behind us here, John Hearn, 38 years of age, man of the match here with his family, and great scenes to delight for the Hearn family, of course. John Hearn, inspirational today as St.Eunans picked up their 14th championship here in Donegal with a 9-6 victory over holders Glenswilly. Most people would agree there was more between the sides than the 3 points that the scoreboard showed, because St.Eunans were certainly the better side. After taking an early 4-1 lead, they were taken back to 4 apiece and led by 5-4 at half time. And although there was never more than 2 between them until right at the end when Conall Dunn kicked his 5th point and their 9th, it was still St.Eunans who really dominated the game, as Glenswilly tried to knock the ball in long, perhaps for Michael Murphy to score one of those spectacular goals. But it wasn't to be. St.Eunans certainly had their plan well set out. They played great football, breaking out of defence, great support play. They kept width in their performance, and although Glenswilly, as they always do, battled right until the end, St.Eunans were most deserving winners on that scoreline of 9-6, and it's they who will go forward now to represent the county in the Ulster Club Championship at O'Donnell Park next Sunday, when they take on the Fermanagh champions Rosslea in a quarter-final. The winners of that, we already know, will take on St.Eunans, who earlier today beat Crossmaglen by 2 points. So plenty to look forward for St.Eunans. And with John Hearn here playing in his 12th senior final in Donegal, and Man of the Match award and another championship victory, doesn't get much better, John.
Jerry, it doesn't get any better. I can't believe it. I was 38 on Tuesday, so I never thought, to get Man of the Match in the county final. When Maxie came on and said, go to midfield, when Big Raf went off, I said, Jesus, I might last 10 minutes here. I don't know how I got through it, Jerry, but listen, Man of the Match, it doesn't really matter. It was matter of winning another championship. It was tough going, and we were under a lot of pressure from Glenswilly last year. They were great champions and they had a big run to Ulster, and it's the close neighbours and the rivals. It was hard to take, but you have to take it and you have to suck it up, and we did that, and we came back this year, and Maxie deserves unbelievable credit. I call him Maxie the magician.
Yeah.
To pull this one off was unbelievable. At the start of the year, Charlie, might have been 7th, 8th, favourites to win the championship. That's never been the case with St.Eunans, because whatever, that's just been the way. There's been a turnover of players. Ross Wordy, Kieran Green, Peter Devine went away to Dubai, John Paul Clark. So, a lot of young fellas playing the first thing. So, an unbelievable charity to get there.
Yeah, and the blend was beautiful in there today, because you had the 6 experienced players along with 9 young players, and you lost Rafferty, but at least you had Mark McGowan to come on. I would say, John, in fairness, and no disrespect to Glenswilly, there was more than 3 points between the teams, really.
I think so, Charlie. I probably was, but, they made it tougher. In the second half, I thought we lost a wee bit of composure. And, looking back on it, I think Kevin Rafferty was missed in that situation. He comes across, gets the ball, works it across, and maybe that affected us without knowing it. We didn't show enough composure, but we got the points and we battled well at the back. Big Hensey, for Sean Hensey to win a championship at full back, when no one knew he was a full back. Maxie converted him out of the blue. He said to me one day, he says, that man there's got pace and power, that man might play a full back. And Maxie had the balls to do these things.
Yeah.
He set out a stall at the end of the year, at the start of the year, to try different things, try men in new positions, not afraid to lose league games. It was all about the championship, and that never was the case before, and he deserves unbelievable credit, Charlie.
We'll have to give him the freedom of it, Kenny, John.
Well, I'll give it to him anyway, whatever about you, Charlie.
John, magnificent, well done. Thanks a million. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
St.Eunans captain Rory Kavanagh coming in here to join us, and just after talking to the man of the match there, he's 38. I know there's some talk about you retiring, but you're not going to be able to retire. A man of 38 getting man of the match, Rory.
No, Jesus, I don't know. He's rolling back the years. The boys are shouting one more year there to him. So I think after getting that man of the match award, he might stay on another year. Absolutely. Now, Charlie. But listen, he's been a tremendous servant to St.Eunans, over the years, and we're just lucky to have a man and a character and a leader that he is,
Yeah. Rory, you caught a great ball there. There was a few bombs going in there at the end looking for Michael Murphy, and you caught a great ball. And it sums up perhaps the attitude of the older players who've been joined by so many young players. You said to me up at the press conference, maybe a new lease of life for some of you because of the enthusiasm that the young lads brought to this team.
Definitely, you see Conor Morrison and Parky there, and the likes of Sean McFay and Rory Carn, these boys all bombing forward. Like, it really does give extra legs to the team, and I thought they were fantastic today. And even Conor Gibbons and Eamon Doherty, I thought were brilliant too, and just driving the whole thing forward. So there's good continuity there now between young and old, and just it was amazing just to get over the line.
And you didn't panic, Rory, because you were 4-1 up, and Glenswilly, as they do, came back to 4 each, and you got the point before half time. Second half, I thought it was very controlled football by St.Eunans, no panic there, and Glenswilly were forced to really try and go for it at the end.
Listen, at half time that was the message, just stay composed. I thought we were we were just maybe rushing in front of the sticks maybe in the first half, and we felt that we were creating the chances but we just weren't taking them. So we knew in the second half we just had to be a wee bit more composed and the chances would come, and I thought we played a very controlled game through the hands, and one touch football, and that's what it was all about. And listen, Glenswilly are reigning county champions, and they're always going to put up a big battle, and we knew we had to ground it out, and when the questions were asked, thankfully we answered them.
A handful of championships for you now, Rory, and I know again talking to you on that Monday night, I sensed that this one was going to be so important for you.
Aye, listen, I think hopefully it'll be a beginning of a good journey again with this group of players. We talked about that. We didn't want this to be the end. Now we wanted to continue on. So thankfully now we'll live to fight another day and go on to Ulster Club. And
Rory Kavanagh will carry on regardless.
Aye, well, with the club anyway. So we'll see how things are going anyway.
Okay,
Charlie.
Great, Rory. Delighted for you. Thanks a million. Thank you very much. Well, I'm with Maxi Curran, manager of the county champions for 2014. That was a good ring about it.
Nice ring to it, Charlie. Aye, nice ring to it. It's been a tough 6 weeks. With the nature of the championship, and look, we were in a very precarious position at the start of it. Not everybody felt we were even going to get out of the group, let alone get this far. We were faced with a very tough group. We were away to Malin and away to Glenties, and then we had Nivor at home. And it was Malin that put them out last year, so it was by no means a foregone conclusion. And there was all sorts of, as I say, doubts being cast upon this group of players and whether they had it this year, and people were saying in the position, and we'd lost a couple of matches in the league and people were kind of clinging to that and thought that maybe this was the end of an era for St.Eunans. But I always felt, knowing the players as I knew them from the various county squads and watching them play for their clubs, that the talent was definitely there, and that this was capable for them, and thankfully that's how it worked out.
We know what Glenswilly is all about, Maxi. I mean, you were meeting a team that are used to winning and able to win in big matches. And although there was only 3 points between you and the end, I think most people here today agree there was a bigger gap than that between the two teams.
Yeah, well, look, perhaps, we kicked a lot of wides and we probably weren't even as slick in possession as we were, last Saturday night. We probably weren't as composed, and I suppose that's where the pressure of being in a county final comes into it, a wee bit of weight of expectation. And then the other thing is, what we've said them all along, is, of actually going and winning the game and not coming here to defend and, contain anybody, and, if that was good enough to get us over the line, well and good, but that is the one thing where we're not going to have level at us, that we didn't have a cut anyway, and we did that, and as I mentioned before about the athleticism, there's the boys are at a very good age, and even the 30-year-olds, you're talking Rory Kavanagh, sure, he's as athletic as anybody, he's like a spring lamb, about there, and look, those things were probably the one thing that maybe Glenswilly, was going to struggle with that bit of pace. They play a very certain type of football, and they shore up the defence, and and they're strong in the tackle. And we spoke about maybe not getting into the tackle and trying get around that, which we did against St. Michael's. And look, if one of those balls had landed in Michael Murphy's fist at the end, the match could have changed very differently. So you'd be talking here what a great team they were, and how naive we were. So it can just change very quickly. And look, today is our day, and we're just very glad to be.
I know you're going to start thinking about it almost immediately, because I know that's the type you are, but you've got a Ulster Club Championship quarter final back here next Sunday, with an opportunity to move on in that competition. I mean, will St.Eunans be taking that very seriously, or is this enough for them?
Not meaning to sound in any way arrogant, but at the very first meeting with the players, Ulster was discussed, and beyond, and the story of Mount Leinster Rangers a couple of years ago, as an inspiration to all club teams, and things can change very fast. Cross McLean are gone, they're on our side of the draw, and and Omar are an experienced team at this level, and they're finding their way. And look, anything can happen. Rosslea are experienced; they've been there before. They know what they're at, probably more so than some of our boys. So I think the match is actually in Letterkenny, which is a big help. And someone said the first time St.Eunans ever played an Ulster Club match in Donegal. So that's nice to be part of that for this year. And listen, look, there's no doubt, there's no fear in these players, and what they'll have benefited from, winning this championship, will be huge, and it'll definitely give them an extra lift. And there's no reason they cannot go on. Glenty's got an Ulster Club final in 2010, and Glenswilly got one last year, and that'll definitely be our intention. We'll intend to be, we're really going for it now, and giving Ulster as much of a rattle as we can.
That's for another day, Maxi. Congratulations, great victory today. Well done.
Thank you.
In the reserve game earlier today, it took a last-minute point by Sean Hume, his 7th out of a total of 1-8 for St.Eunans, to earn them a replay against Dunlow. James Boyle had an effort and a chance to win it with the last kick of the game, but his ball came back off the woodwork. It would have been an injustice because both sides deserved another day. The final score in that game was Dunlow 2-5, St Eunans 1-8. They'll replay next weekend, but the final score again in the Radiant na Gaeltachta Senior 2014 Championship Final, St Eunans 9 points, Glenswilly 6 points.